chosen ones. This love story is going to shock the entire world. This is not an ordinary story. And if you feel something pulling your heart right now, you must stay, because what is about to unfold carries a blessing that many have waited lifetimes to understand. This love story is not about human timing or simple emotions, because it is a sacred connection designed by God Himself, carefully written before you ever took your first breath, and it is now moving toward you with a power that will leave people speechless and hearts awakened. Type 999 if you believe. There is a reason your spirit feels stirred in this very moment, because heaven has already whispered your name in rooms you have never seen, and something greater than coincidence is aligning paths, softening hearts, and preparing a union that carries both healing and purpose beyond what words can fully explain. You have walked through seasons where love felt distant, where silence replaced comfort, and where your heart quietly wondered if something real was still meant for you. Yet God was not absent during those moments, because He was shaping you, strengthening you, and protecting you from connections that could never carry the depth your soul was created to experience. This love story will not arrive as confusion or fear, because it will carry peace, clarity, and a gentle certainty that settles deep within your spirit, like a calm river that cannot be shaken by outside noise. If this is touching your heart, take a moment to like this video, because it helps this message reach others who are waiting for the same kind of divine reassurance and quiet hope now rising within them. There is someone whose path is being guided toward yours with precision, and even though you may not see them yet, God has already been working within their life, teaching them lessons, healing their wounds, and preparing their heart so that when your lives meet, it will not be by accident, but by divine appointment that carries a sense of recognition deeper than anything you have ever known. The world may not understand this love when it appears, because it will not follow the patterns people expect or the timelines they are used to. Yet, that is exactly why it will shock them, because it will reveal the power of God's design over human expectations, and it will stand as a testimony that what is meant by Him cannot be delayed, denied, or destroyed by anything on this earth. People will look at your story and wonder how such a connection could form so naturally, so peacefully, and so powerfully, but they will not see the quiet work God has been doing behind the scenes, the prayers whispered in silence, and the strength built through every tear you held back. You are not stepping into something ordinary, because this love carries purpose. It will not only fill your heart with warmth, but it will also awaken something greater within you, something that begins to heal places you thought would always remain broken, and something that reminds you that you were never forgotten, even in your loneliest moments. There were times when you thought you had missed your chance, when you believed that maybe love like this was not meant for you. But God was never working on your timeline, because He was preparing something that required patience, maturity, and a depth that could only be built through the experiences you have already walked through. Nothing you have been through was wasted, because every moment has been shaping you into someone who can receive and sustain the kind of love now drawing closer to you. Type 2020 if you trust in God. This love will not confuse you, because it will feel like peace. It will not drain you, because it will feel like renewal. It will not break you, because it will feel like restoration flowing gently into every part of your life that once felt empty or uncertain. You will not need to question its authenticity, because your spirit will recognize it immediately, and there will be a calm assurance settling within you. As this story unfolds, it will not only change your life, but it will also inspire others who have lost hope, because they will see in you a reflection of what is possible when God leads. They will begin to believe again that something real, something pure, and something deeply meaningful can still exist in a world that often feels rushed and disconnected. This is more than a relationship, because it is a testimony of God's love, expressed through two lives coming together in perfect timing. God is not working loudly in this season, because this kind of love does not need noise or display. It grows in stillness. It strengthens in silence. And it reveals itself at the exact moment when everything is ready to receive it without fear or confusion. Every disappointment carried a hidden protection, every delay carried a hidden purpose, and every ending was quietly making space for something that would not walk away from you when things became difficult. This love coming into your life will not ask you to become someone else, because it will honor who you are, see you clearly, and embrace your truth without judgment. And that alone will feel like a kind of peace you have never experienced before. There will be a natural understanding between you, a quiet connection that does not need constant explanation because it flows from a place that God Himself has designed to be steady, secure, and full of gentle strength. You will feel safe in ways you have never felt before, and that safety will allow your heart to open without fear of being hurt again. The person being guided toward you is also walking through their own journey of healing and preparation. Just like you, they have faced moments where they wondered if something real was still possible. Yet God has been working in their life just as carefully, teaching them patience, strengthening their faith, and helping them understand the kind of love that lasts beyond temporary feelings. When your paths finally meet, it will not feel rushed or uncertain, because both of you will be ready. Type yes to affirm. There will be a moment when everything begins to make sense, when you look back at your journey and realize that every step, every delay, and every unexpected turn was leading you directly to this connection. You will see how God was protecting you from what you thought you wanted, because He knew what you truly needed. And that understanding will bring a peace that stays with you even when life around you continues to change. This love will not be based on conditions or temporary emotions, because it will grow from a place of truth, respect, and a shared understanding that goes deeper than words. That is why it will stand strong even when challenges appear, because it is not built on fragile foundations. It will teach you what it means to walk together, to support one another, and to grow side by side without losing the essence of who you are. People around you may not understand this connection because they will see something different, something that does not follow the patterns they are familiar with. Yet that difference is exactly what makes it so powerful, because it is not shaped by human expectations, it is shaped by divine design. This is the kind of love that quietly proves that God's way is always greater than anything the world tries to define or limit. You will begin to notice small signs, moments that feel too meaningful to ignore, gentle confirmations that remind you that something beautiful is unfolding, even when you cannot yet see the full picture. Trust what you feel within your spirit, because it is guiding you toward something already prepared with care, patience, and divine intention that cannot fail. God is not delaying this love, He is perfecting it. And that perfection requires time, alignment, and a readiness that cannot be forced or hurried by human desire. You are being led into a season where your heart will finally feel understood, where your presence will be valued, and where your love will be received with the same depth and sincerity that you have always carried within you. Type 2020 to claim miracles. As this connection grows, it will begin to change not only your life, but also the way you see yourself, because you will start to recognize your worth in a deeper way. You will understand that you were never too much or not enough. You were simply waiting for something that could truly see you as you are. This realization will bring a quiet confidence that does not need approval from others. You may begin to notice that your heart is no longer chasing what it once desired, because something within you has shifted, and that shift is not confusion, it is clarity, it is growth. And it is the result of God refining your understanding of what love truly means. What once seemed attractive may now feel distant, and what once seemed uncertain may now feel clear. And this change is preparing you to recognize the difference between what looks good on the surface and what is deeply right for your soul. This love story will not begin with noise or sudden intensity, because it will rise like a gentle sunrise, steady and warm, filling your life with light in a way that feels natural and undeniable. As it grows, it will reveal itself in layers, each one bringing more understanding, more connection, and more peace than the last. You will not feel rushed into it, and you will not feel pressured to prove anything, because everything will flow with a quiet rhythm that matches the pace God has set for both of your lives. Type 1212 if you walk by faith. There is something powerful about a connection that is built slowly, because it allows trust to grow strong. It allows understanding to deepen, and it creates a foundation that cannot be shaken by temporary emotions or outside influences. This is exactly the kind of love being prepared for you. It will not depend on perfect circumstances, because it will carry its own strength, and it will not fade when things become challenging, because it is rooted in something far greater than surface-level feelings. The person walking into your life will recognize this same peace, and when your paths finally cross, there will be a quiet understanding that does not need to be explained, because both of you will feel it, at the same time a sense of familiarity that goes beyond logic, a connection that feels both new and deeply known. This is not something that can be created by effort. It is something revealed when the timing is right and when both hearts are ready to receive it. There will be a deep respect between you, a mutual care not based on conditions or expectations, but on a genuine desire to support, uplift, and grow together. And this respect will become one of the strongest parts of your connection, because it will create a space where both of you can be fully yourselves without fear of being misunderstood or rejected. Type 1919 to receive miracles. There will be moments when you look at this connection and feel a quiet sense of wonder, not because it is dramatic or overwhelming, but because it is steady, peaceful, and deeply fulfilling in a way you may not have experienced before. You will begin to understand that love does not need to be complicated to be meaningful, and that true connection brings a sense of rest rather than confusion. This love will also begin to change the way you see the world around you, because when your heart is at peace, everything else begins to feel different. You will find yourself noticing beauty in places you once overlooked, feeling gratitude in moments that once felt ordinary, and carrying a quiet joy that does not depend on external circumstances. This transformation is not accidental. It is the result of being connected to something rooted in God's presence and guided by His purpose. There will be a deep sense of security that grows within you, not because everything is perfect, but because you will know that you are no longer walking alone. That knowledge will bring a comfort that stays with you even in uncertain moments. You will feel supported, understood, and valued in a way that allows you to relax into the connection without fear of losing it, because it will not be built on fragile ground. This journey is not only about love between two people, it is also about your relationship with God growing stronger, because as you experience this connection, you will see more clearly how He has been guiding you, protecting you, and leading you towards something that reflects His care and intention for your life. This understanding will deepen your faith and remind you that you have never been forgotten. Even in the moments when you felt unseen, everything unfolding is happening with purpose, and even the parts you do not yet understand are working together in ways that will become clear when the time is right. When you finally see the full picture, you will realize that nothing was random, nothing was wasted, and nothing was out of place. Every step has been leading you here, and every moment has been preparing you for what is now beginning to take shape. Stay present in this season, because what is growing in your life is not something that needs to be rushed, and it is not something that can be forced. It is something unfolding exactly as it should, guided by a love that is steady, patient, and deeply intentional. You may notice that your thoughts are becoming quieter, that the worries which once filled your mind are slowly losing their hold, and that a sense of trust is replacing the need to understand every detail. God is not asking you to figure everything out, because He is leading you into a place where trust becomes stronger than fear and where peace becomes your foundation instead of uncertainty. There will be a moment when this connection becomes clear in a way that cannot be denied, and it will not feel overwhelming or confusing. It will feel calm, steady, and deeply right, as if your spirit has been waiting for this recognition all along. Type 666 if you trust Jesus. This love will meet you in your real life, not in a distant dream, and it will blend into your daily moments in a way that feels natural and comforting. It will show itself in small acts of care, in words that carry sincerity, and in a presence that feels consistent and reliable, and those small things will become the foundation of something truly meaningful. You will feel seen in ways that go beyond the surface, because this connection will recognize the parts of you that others may have overlooked, and it will value them, protect them, and honor them without hesitation. There will be a natural balance between you, a harmony that allows both of you to grow without losing yourselves, and this balance will create a connection that feels steady rather than overwhelming, and supportive rather than demanding. You will learn that love does not need to take away your freedom to be real. It should give you the space to become more of who you are meant to be. Type 2323 if you agree. The person walking into your life will not be perfect, and neither are you. Yet, what will make this connection powerful is the willingness to understand, to support, and to move forward together without allowing small imperfections to create distance or division. You will learn that real love is not about perfection, it is about commitment, patience, and the ability to grow together through every season. There will be a deep sense of gratitude that begins to fill your heart as you experience this connection, because you will see how different it is from what you have known before. This realization will not bring regret, it will bring peace, because it will show you that everything had a purpose, even the moments that were difficult to understand at the time. As time moves forward, there will be a deepening of this bond that feels steady and secure, not rushed or unpredictable, and that steadiness will become one of the most beautiful parts of this love. You will learn that real love does not create anxiety, it brings peace. And it does not leave you guessing, it brings clarity and reassurance in ways that feel natural and comforting. There will be shared moments that feel simple, yet meaningful. Moments where you realize that being together does not need to be complicated to be fulfilling. You will begin to understand that what you are experiencing is not only changing your heart, but also your life, your direction, and your sense of purpose, in ways that continue to unfold in the most beautiful and unexpected ways. You are being invited into a new chapter, where your heart feels safe, your spirit feels supported, and your path feels guided. And this chapter will not only bring love into your life, it will also bring a renewed sense of who you are and what you are meant to become. Everything is unfolding with a quiet certainty that cannot be rushed or delayed. And even when you do not understand every detail, your heart will start to trust what it senses. That trust will guide you into moments that feel aligned, natural, and filled with a kind of peace that does not need explanation. Type 88 if you receive this peace.